Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to the Elezen Retrospective podcast. And here's your host, Madam Tilly Trickthought.
Hello, everyone. It's I, your host, Madam Tilly, and these are my boobs. And welcome to ERP. That's the Elezen Retrospective podcast. Hello and welcome. First off, things place looks a little different right now. Again, we're recording live on site. Oh, of course, I forgot to bring the background music. Let's use the normal game music for now, because thanks to the whole, the whole lottery housing thing, I can't go into my own home. So yeah, no set, no studio set, no brothel, nothing. Unfortunately,
That is a bit of a bummer.
yeah. Oh, I see. I got the chair. Bam. Yeah, so actually timed down my last episode. No, it's actually episode 3. Which, yeah, episode 2 will be coming out at the time of this recording. We're going to talk about, oh yeah, I'll be ranking all the Final Fantasy games. At least where I am at this point in time. So I am trying to play for the entire series. But yeah, that sexy voice you heard is none other than my dear friend and mod, LeatherJacketBear, fellow streamer.
Hello. I am a variety streamer with an emphasis on Final Fantasy XIV and retro games, and Tilly is good. And I enjoy being one of her mods because her community is very friendly.
Huh, I didn't know you could redeem RR twice, but I guess I spoke you Arda Ada.
Ada.
Yeah, goals. Thank you for your deems, darlings. Boop. But what's up?
That one always gets Doc going.
Yeah, we're just chilling at my FC's house. Yeah, it's all them, gal pounding around because they also can't go inside. Yeah, maybe there's this fumigating for those bugs that Sid got turned into in FF9.
I was gonna spend the day grinding crafting because my FC house has a materials vendor, but I can't get in.
Got your supplies in there?
I don't have any of my supplies in there. It's just I don't have any crafting materials on me.
Let us in. I guess we should go on vacation. I wonder those people at the Mist that had to deal with this stuff.
Yeah. It's not near as egregious as some things I've seen in free-to-play games. Implementing instanced housing in one free-to-play game I was in, Runes of Magic, way back in, 2009,
Wow.
actually tanked the game because of the major server issues, and Frogster ended up selling it off to a different publisher.
Housing brought their game down. Wow.
Yeah, because the spaghetti code, because the game was an old Korean free-to-play MMORPG from 2005. It was one of the chronologically earliest World of Warcraft clones.
Yeah, it's bad when a side thing can ruin your whole game.
Yeah, it destroyed the server stability, and there was housing beforehand, and my guild leader got trapped in his house, rage quit, and disbanded the guild because he couldn't play for a month.
Oof. Yeah, I would be sour too.
Come on, puppy. Especially since housing was paid content.
Oh, good lord.
My dog is joining me at my desk.
Hey, puppers.
Hey, Wiley. Tilly says hi.
Oh, and but yeah, I don't know if you can see the stream, but I got your beautiful plate there for all to see.
I do see the stream. I think Keeper was right when she mentioned Tristan has bedroom eyes no matter what. No matter what expression he makes.
Maybe put some sunglasses or something. Kind of like Cyclops, you gotta block it off.
Maybe. Maybe I want to have uncontrollable bedroom eyes, though. People do keep sending me random tells complimenting his eyes.
Aww. I just love this mean picture. A guy called, it says, I turned off my burning love last night and I woke up covered in bitches.
Back on a Primal Data Center, like... The name of this podcast is prophetic, because back on Famfrit server on Primal Data Center, like the previous form of Tristan, I transformed him into a Viera relatively recently. He was a max height aura, and I made stupid amounts of money as an escort because I was the only top working at my club. Unfortunately, it was soul crushing because they were paying top dollar. They didn't want to put effort in.
Yeah, it's like they gotta go there to get thrown around and stuff. Yeah, maybe what all the employees want to get tossed around or used.
Yeah, I ended up like looking up a lot of BDSM stuff just for variety's sake.
In case you're wondering, my avatar's holding his hands because I actually hold it. He likes pizza. And sadly, I don't have that pizza emote.
Is there a pizza emote?
There was, but it was like a limited rare one.
Ah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, it's when they had a little crossover with Grubhub or something.
Oh yeah. I did kind of want the pizza emote, but I had no computer at the time to play the game on.
Right.
Hi, puppy. He gets nervous every time I put my headset on, and he's currently incessantly licking my arm.
Huh.
Can you get a hairball from all that bear fur, puppy?
Yeah, so tell us about your Twitch persona.
I am a bear living in a government lab who plays retro games to collect data for something. I don't know what. I guess maybe DARPA is programming AI with my gameplay data or something, which means the AI is gonna suck because I suck at games.
And are you gonna do that about like opposable thumbs?
When I first started streaming, I actually didn't, so I was able to use that as an excuse for sucking at games. But the artist that drew my avatar, because for some reason, a webcam of an actual bear playing video games to make people go crazy like Lovecraft shit or something. But the artist that drew my art with thumbs was also a really buff pixie, and like they did some wibbly magic shit, and when the avatar had thumbs, I grew thumbs.
Damn. That's awesome. And what's Smokey the Bear like?
Kind of an asshole.
I figured.
Like, he does good shit, stopping forest fires. Has also mauled more campers than I ever have.
Yeah, I imagine he's freaking working like year-long round in California.
Also, like, there's this one guy who keeps coming to the lab thinking I know Smokey personally outside of, like, family reunions.
Yeah.
But Smokey apparently stole his wife and is now happily married to her. I don't fucking know.
Huh. I poured all that honey on it. Woo.
I mean, you know what they say, once you go bear, you never go back.
Bareback.
Pun not intended, but pun accepted.
Man, see, I was... Oh. Oh, never mind. But, let's see. And, so I don't even play 14.
On and off, but for a long time. Like, when I started in A Realm Reborn, Heavensward was the only expansion out.
Yep.
Like, I've got shit for loyalty rewards that just doesn't exist off of the cash market anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, every time I start a new character and get to the male Moogle, I've got Squall, Cloud, Final Fantasy II, and Final Fantasy IX glams waiting for me, along with a Fantasia.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the Fantasia is non-transferable, so I can't, like, start a new character and ferry it over.
Yeah, those things are more expensive than I thought.
Yeah. To be honest, like, $20 for a complete character reroll isn't that bad.
Yeah, I thought it was like 10 or something.
Yeah. When I played World of Warcraft, it was like 40 for that, but I haven't played World of Warcraft since, like, 2010.
Oh, wow. That's why I quit.
I only played for like 6 months, and it was nothing wrong with the game. I just don't like Warcraft. I'm just not a fan. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, a bunch of friends dragged me to play, kicking and screaming, refused to start alts to level up with me. So by the time I hit their level, they quit playing in protest of Mists of Pandaria.
Ah.
So I quit playing because I don't like Warcraft.
Yeah, I remember when I had friends like pay like 8 straight months for me.
Damn.
Like I was into it for about like 6 months, I guess, and then I spent this year just basically ERPing for fun, you know, deucing, bailing out of there. Peace.
Yeah. Like, World of Warcraft wasn't bad when I played it. I think the WoW tokens kind of ruined the game for me now.
Oh.
Because, like, the end game is basically, according to my friends who do play, basically built around to have enough money to do shit. You have to buy at least one WoW token and sell it on the market. So that's just 20 real-life dollars worth of gold. WoW apparently doesn't have gold spammers just because it's built into the game now.
Yeah, I really had like a lot of money in WoW.
Yeah, I mean, I had more money than gold sellers sell for a while, but leveling Culinarian is expensive when you don't go gather the things yourself. I had like 6 million gil at the time, and I have, you know, a little over 300,000 right now, but that only got my cooking skill to level 33.
Hey Chibi, just saw you on the stream.
Hey, Chibi. Oh, was that Chibi?
Yeah, the white-haired one.
Oh, nice. I see them bouncing around.
I'm trying to keep the camera angle right where it is, so I can't see from this perspective. I think there might be on the roof because my head's up.
Yep. Your character's like, what the fuck are they doing?
Hey, Kitsune!
Hey, Kitsune, how you doing?
It's a cute, adorable little one. Yes, you are. Boop.
Hey, Wiley, puppy, stop that. I'm sorry I keep arguing with my dog.
You are totally fine.
He's a big old lummox. Stop licking the couch, buddy.
Oh, you stream on a couch? Nice.
Yeah, I basically have my secondary monitor on the coffee table for chat, and I'm using like a 50-inch TV to stream the game,
Nice.
play the game.
That's a cool setup.
My knees went really bad really fast, so like I can't sit at a desk in the chair I've got right now.
Man, I consider, yeah, I'm doing all right. Still combating this cold, but I like to think I'm like, past the halfway point. Yeah, I'll just try to take it easy today. Cause if I had my way, I would just like start streaming at like 3 p.m. and then all the way to midnight or something. I think I'm addicted to Final Fantasy 14. I don't know what to do.
Final Fantasy 14 is a really easy, like, I have nothing else to do right now.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. And, I guess, well, on that, update-wise, folks, I'm, pretty much, got the Paladin and Monk where I wanted to be. And now I'm starting up a Warrior. And, yeah, it's like, Paladin, I was like so nervous about tanking. It's like, and now I'm like confident now because like tanking was like the last big hurdle for me. String of tails. Oh, nice.
Tanxiety is definitely a thing.
Yeah. So it's like you're trying to make sure no one gets hurt, and and on top of that, I didn't realize that you're also playing tour guide when you're in a dungeon. Because I don't know if like the same dungeons like 300 times, but then when I'm the tank, I'm like, where the fuck do I go? They're following me.
Yeah, I was the same way. I went from Lancer to Dragoon, and then like the moment I got into Heavensward, I unlocked Dark Knight, and I never looked back. Like, my only class leveled higher than Dragoon that isn't Dark Knight right now is just because Gunbreaker starts at level 60.
Alright. Let's see here. And, but I've, now it's like, doing like the little 50-something dungeons and like some trials, and I was actually just, I'm actually proud of myself. Yeah. Like dungeons where I barely even knew the gimmick to begin with, like, we're blasting through it, like, and then, getting those player combinations. And let's see here, like, kind of like, I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say, but
Mood.
yeah, mood. I think that's the new slang now, isn't it? Everyone's going mood. Or,
Yeah. Even my grandpa says mood now. Grandpa Bear sitting there like, forgot what I wanted to watch. And I'm like, mood. And he goes, mood.
yeah. Got a chicken bounce in your lap. Yeah, I got freaking 2 stray freaking pets in a week.
Yeah, they do what they want.
Just it's like I was think the puppy was like somebody like just like left it by the roadside. And it's like, well, I got a dog now.
Yeah, that's how I got all my pets. Isabella Button's my dog that passed in January. Like, we rescued her in the middle of winter. She was chained to a tree after her family moved out. They just left her in the yard, so we broke the chain off the tree and brought her home.
Nice. Emily!
Let me get that shout out in the chat for Emily.
Oh, forewarned. Emily, thank you so much for the raid, darling. Mwah. How's your stream?
I think she might have gone AFK.
They are probably got an ad.
That too, yeah. I keep forgetting ads are a thing.
Yeah, thanks to ad blocker, I don't get it as much anymore.
Yeah.
I remember it got so egregious that I actually had to pay for Twitch Turbo for almost a year.
Yeah. There she is. How was your stream, Emily?
Yeah, thank you so much.
But, I'm super experienced with the Final Fantasy series, Tilly.
Yeah, that's
So I was thinking, even though you're the host of the podcast, I could ask you some Final Fantasy questions.
go for it.
So what's your favorite Final Fantasy game so far that isn't Final Fantasy 14?
Ooh, it's close, but I gotta go with the original Tactics.
Nice. That is a damn good one. I actually found myself preferring Tactics Advance a little more on the gameplay front. The Tactics War of the Lions for the PSP, story-wise, because that is the good translation.
Oh, okay, I didn't know Tactics had translation issues.
It's not really egregious until
Yeah.
you've played both versions.
Gotcha, because what we got is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still pretty good, but then when you're like looking at the Forbidden Book and you've done it in both versions, you realize like the ancient Evilesian tongue in the intended translation was just left untranslated and like ported over as the Ikoku language and shit like that. Like, it's a lot of little things that pile up in the original translation, so that are only really things that pile up if you're a literary geek like I am.
I mean, I'm kind of like geeking out for the Final Fantasy again. It's I started this podcast because I want to, or basically I want to start playing 14 to rekindle my love for Final Fantasy. Because it's I kind of grew up with it throughout the 2000s. I was like 99 to like 2009 or so. I was like 2010, 11. And then like the what's it, the 7th gen consoles came out, and there was all these open world games, and so they kind of it took me by the tits, Oh, the lights went out. But now I realize like a lot of these games these days on this generation are like so lacking in quality content. It's just quantity mostly.
Yeah. It's part of the reason why I've gone to back to being a retro streamer.
Yeah. Like I contemplate. I always wanted to be like a retro streamer, but I think the concept that I kind of built around this channel around, or at least I'm kind of sticking to it. I spent like the last year or so just kind of experimenting. But is mostly Japan/anime related content.
Yeah, that's definitely, a good thing to find your niche too. Like, I'm in a place where I can't really afford a lot of the most modern games.
Yeah.
I only have Elden Ring because, like, I left my Steam account up when I went to the store while my kid cousin was watching my dogs.
Yeah.
And I came back and he had bought me Elden Ring.
Aw. On purpose? Or
On
for himself?
purpose.
Oh, okay.
He'd use his phone to buy it on his account to send me a gift message.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Shout out to Cousin Bear.
Yeah. Hey, Cuz Bear!
Good. He's a good kid. He ain't here, but he's a good kid.
Yeah. Give us a high paw. Also,
Oh, yeah.
Kitsune, Ward Alliance, where like I'd be lying you across my lap, ooh woo.
War of the Lions is a PSP remake of Final Fantasy Tactics for the PS1.
Yeah.
It's very easy to emulate if you can't find a physical copy.
Oh yeah, which I do have it, and I just use the emulators because higher resolution.
And honestly, like, PSP disk drives aren't the most reliable things anyway.
The biggest complaint I hear about Ward Alliance is that it's like slower load times or lag.
Yeah, there's lag in the vanilla PSP version. Most of the versions you can find out online have that patched out.
Oh, okay. I was just flirting with you.
Oh,
Get it, lying you across my lap. So like yeah, I was gonna say, like, basically, like, the 4 pillars I'm trying to build my channel on going forward is, like, Capcom, Square Enix, Sega Atlas, and Bandai Namco.
sounds like a good set of pillars to build around.
Yeah.
Classic Capcom has some of the best games ever released. Like my favorite game ever, Breath of Fire 4.
Nice. Yeah, and as I try to get to these JRPGs, I'm like, I want to try the Breath of Fire series, and, like, the Dragon Quests, and the Tales of, and the Mana series.
To answer Emily's question, I've been pretty good, just busy as heck. But yeah, Dragon Quest is like... It's hard to explain what makes early Dragon Quest as good as it is, like, in our current era. But, like, Dragon Quest 4 for the NES and Famicom was, like, basically the first narrative-first RPG on a console. No, Spoopy Cat, you gotta move. Sorry, I'm arguing with my animals. The other animals. The non-sentient animals.
Let's see. Yeah, like, that little pet dragon there, he's... Oh, you can't see it on my stream. Oh, there he is. Playing nice shoulder. Oh, he's behaved. It's weird. I was thinking, I was looking at... because Stu just recently got the Kefka minion. And it said, behavior obedient. I'm like, what the fuck? Kefka obedient.
I used to be the biggest Kefka fanboy. Now I think he's just kind of bland.
Huh.
Like, when I was a kid, in like 1995, when I originally played the game, he blew my mind. Just hasn't really held up, I guess.
Mm. Oh, man. Yep, and that FF6 and 7 rivalry still goes on.
See, I'm over here. It's like the Star Trek fandom argument between Kirk and Picard, with Final Fantasy IX being the Benjamin Sisko in the argument.
I can definitely see that.
Final Fantasy IX is definitely my favorite single-player Final Fantasy in the mainline series. From a quality standpoint, from a sentimentality standpoint, Mama Bear taught me to read on the original Final Fantasy.
Nice. Yeah, it's like, when it would ask me about the series, from just, talking to all the people I know and played Final Fantasy over the years, the general consensus is like, 6 is the favorite, 7 is the most important, and 9 is the best.
7's importance really can't be understated even outside of Final Fantasy either.
Yeah.
Like, it was the JRPG that proved the marketability of JRPGs in the West.
Highest sold game on PS1. And
Nice.
Yep, and Sony, I think, is doing well for themselves. Oh yeah, good old Cloud of Darkness. She's a little dreamy.
I don't really have a physical game collection anymore. I buy everything digital because space concerns. I have I have like a small apartment in a lab complex, so
it's like I don't. I basically kind of gone full digital, but not on purpose.
I did it on purpose, mostly originally because of Steam and their huge sales.
Yeah, because I was looking at my, Yahoo, my Amazon history and eBay, because when we got that first stimulus check, that's why I went and bought a bunch of shit that was on sale on the consoles and Steam. But I was looking like, wow, I haven't really seriously bought a lot of physical games since 2017. But really, it was just convenience because you see this, the sales and the fact that it gets to you quicker. So I was like, convenience. Yep, booba, booba, booba.
Yeah. The lab actually picked me up because with the second stimulus in February, which I probably shouldn't have been collecting because, like, I'm a bear, but, I bought a new computer because I'd been like 2 years without a computer.
Oof. Also when it comes to Final Fantasy, like if people ask you like which one's that the first game that they should play, uwu. I would say like it depends, uwu. If you're into the retro like pixel style games, uwu, then Final Fantasy 4 should be your first Final Fantasy. And if you prefer like voice acting and CGI, then Final Fantasy 10, uwu.
I would agree with Final Fantasy X, but the 2D pixel art Final Fantasies have such variation between them that, like, I would ask them what they want out of the game when they say retro, because, like, Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 are all wildly tonally different, and
Yeah.
Final Fantasy V's job system is super fun and customizable.
Yeah. I don't know, but to a newbie, uwu, it could be like, very overwhelming, uwu.
Like, I actually played 5 when I was a Final Fantasy newbie,
Yeah.
and as soon as I realized that because of how it works, it means you can't fuck it up, I went ham.
Hey, Myth Kids, uwu, good to see you.
Because, like, you can't really fuck up your characters by leveling the wrong classes,
Yeah.
and there's no cost for changing classes. And, like, your characters only get more HP and MP on level up. They, get better stats when they class up. So you only stand to gain by leveling up as many classes as possible, instead of trying to build perfectly with specific classes.
Yeah, I think you gain like an ability or something after that, right, uwu?
Yeah, you level up your job and you get different job abilities that you can equip to other jobs. But also your stats go up with every job level up too. So, like, you have nothing to gain by just trying to make perfect builds with certain jobs, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, so at no point like pick out a job or someone sticking with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's something you kind of like would do in tactics, like get like 1 or 2 jobs per character.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things in tactics is how you have to level up certain jobs to certain levels to unlock other jobs. Originally, Final Fantasy XIV had that. Back when I first hit 50 and switched to Dragoon, or whatever level Dragoon took.
Yeah, 30.
30. I don't know if it was the same at the time, because you had to have 15 levels in Marauder, too.
Interesting.
Like, you had to level 2 classes to unlock your next class, because Dragoon existed at the point when, like, in a regular dungeon, there were DPS that would off-tank occasionally. Because Dragoon had a lot of HP restoration utility for itself because of the 15 levels of Marauder.
Yeah.
Because before there were role actions that were universal per role, you had different actions from different classes that you could equip in other classes. I don't miss that because it was overcomplicated as hell.
Yeah, I hear that Final Fantasy 14 right now is a hell of a lot different than it was in 2.0. Uwu.
Yeah, like, I think I started in, like, 2.8 to 3.0.
Yeah.
Because I remember Stormblood came out, like, as I was playing ARR. And it was way different than it is now. Like, between my hiatuses, I had to relearn Dark Knight twice.
So do you think are you happy with the current version we got now?
Very much so.
Nice.
Like, it's just gotten friendlier and friendlier.
Yeah.
Instead of easier and easier, like some people say it has. They just, like, reserve the hardcore challenge for, you know, shit that you would expect to be hardcore challenging.
Yeah, woo. Like, mostly the hard stuff is then I got to fight enemies that are like higher level above me. Woo. And then I start getting my ass kicked a bit. Woo.
Yeah, like, the stuff you'll find to be an actual challenge is, you know, ranked above normal, basically. Like when you're doing Ifrit hard, that was actually challenging. And shit like that.
Yeah.
Granted, your mileage may vary based on roll. Because DPS is usually the simplest to play, which is why so many people play it. Your rotation is not as simple as a tank's, as an example, but you still have a lot less to worry about. Just like attack the tank's target and you'll be fine, you know?
Indeed. Going back to Tactics Advance, so the judges didn't really bother you with the rulings?
Not really, honestly. I found it added extra challenge in a way that didn't bother me. And if there was a law in play that you didn't want to deal with, just walk around a few tiles on the world map before starting the battle. Because that would pass a day each time, and there's different laws every day. They actually played with it in a really interesting way. Like, the spoiled prince would introduce more and more laws as the story went on to try and make things harder for you.
I remember the tone in the game was a big turn off for some people as well, because, you know, like the first battle kind of seems to set the tone in the first Tactics, where you're like, you know, you're killing people on the steps of a church. And in the first battle of Tactics Advance, you're a bunch of school kids in a snowball fight.
See, that's the game deceiving you, though. Like, it gets really dark and existential as it goes along. Because the whole plot boils down to Marsh wanting to go back home, and no one else wanting to. Because the message of the game is that escapism is well and good, but you have to face the real world at some point.
That's not good.
And, you okay, Tilly?
Yeah, I'm like sneezing up blood.
Oh, that's not good. Like bloody, like, is it bright red or dark red?
Bright.
That means it's surface blood. Dark red means go to a hospital.
Yeah.
But, like, as the game goes along, you can convince your brother and your other classmate to, you know, come along with you and help you all go back to the real world. But Mute, your other friend from the beginning of the game, is the spoiled prince that has been trying to keep you all from going home.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I should have warned for spoilers. My bad.
No, because actually, it's actually intriguing me more to play it. So.
Because, like, there is a plot twist with, like, what is up with your town, St. Evilise, while the book is in effect, but I won't spoil that for you, unless you ask me to. But, it ends up justifying Marsh's actions, even though people get really mad and say he's the villain because his brother can walk in the fantasy world, but he's in a wheelchair IRL.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good motivation to not want to go back.
Yeah, but also, like, there's a twist with, like, the state the town is in when the book world is where you are, basically. And it sort of boils down to, does the happiness of the three of us come before our entire town? You know?
That's some Life is
Like-
Strange shit.
Yeah, long before Life is Strange.
Oh,
You okay, Tilly?
no, it's just I'm getting hit hard, coughing bits.
Oof.
It just
I'm
gets
sorry.
worse at night when the temperature drops.
Yeah. My knees get worse at night when
yeah.
the temperature drops, because
Yeah.
that's how you can tell it's arthritis.
Yeah, it's just a full-blown sinus infection.
Oof.
Yeah, which is basically I'm just kind of taking like at least like a week off streams, but yeah, keeping my appointments though. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so folks, sorry, but like probably tomorrow and the next couple days I'll probably just like not streaming. Yeah, because like last night I maybe was streaming like 20 minutes and like just coughing fits so hard that like I was just hurting all over. I'm like I'm just not 100% here.
I mean, no worries. You got to take care of you, Tilly.
Yeah.
As much as you feel guilty about not streaming, you know, if you drop dead at your desk, you can't stream anymore either.
Yeah. I know if if people like take a whole week off, like career suicide on Twitch.
You know, with
Sure do, Miff.
I believe that's true if you're big enough, but like I took like a month and a half off from catching the Rona, and I wasn't hit by the algorithm death at least.
Yeah.
If anything, I actually experienced more growth after that hiatus.
Nice. Whew. But yeah, like yeah, normally if I can just pick up, like, basically get like a pace rolling, like get a few days, then the numbers come back up.
Yeah. Then again, my numbers were never high to begin with, so it might just be natural growth I'm noticing.
Tinnitus? What's that?
Tinnitus is when you get like a ringing in your ear when things are too quiet, or when things get too loud.
I don't think so, no.
I got that from listening to music too loud when I was a small bear.
Yeah, like the doc thinks it's a the cough is because from a sinus strip, you know. I'm about an hour and a half away from taking my next dose of meth.
Let's see. So, Final Fantasy Tactics is your favorite overall Final Fantasy game that isn't 14. What's your favorite mainline numbered Final Fantasy that isn't 14?
7.
Nice. That is a valid answer. My favorite is 9. Or 1, depending on the day.
Yeah. 9 is good, but I think I just cause I played the shit at 7 and 8 so much. Cause I got they're my first Final Fantasies. I got them like almost at the same time.
There's actually like a really interesting through line from 8 to today's teen fantasy dramas.
Yeah.
Because like Final Fantasy VIII was basically the first young adult novel, but in video game form.
I can see that.
Like, I believe the design ethos behind it was that Square Enix noticed the games were, you know, exponentially more popular in the US with teenagers than adults. So they made a game for teens, which is why the cast is all 17 and 18. Quistis is 19.
I wince a little bit every time someone says call her Quisitus, but I get it. Because she actually it's pronounced Keezus or Keesitus.
Jesus?
Yeah, it's French.
Keezus?
It's French. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I bought Final Fantasy Remastered on the Switch, or Final Fantasy VIII Remastered on the Switch. I had to dig into that. I'll remember that, though, because I like that pronunciation better.
Yeah, and however, good to see you, darling. I want to say I'm slightly better, like maybe like 20% better, 25%. I'm still fighting a good fight. Yeah.
Tilly is like 25% better, but like 40% cooler than I am.
Yeah,
So-
I'd be like, nah, but I know you're a little bit self-deprecating there.
It's my brand.
Wait, have you guys seen my adventure plate? I'm smug as fuck.
I love this eat egg emote.
Let's see here. Okay. One chibi tilly coming up. Yeah. Let's see here. It's funny. I wonder if they're gonna do some changes to the adventure plates because there is a lot of lewds.
I think they probably knew that would happen.
Yeah. It reminded me of a time where the mods, the nude mods, were coming out, and Yoshi P had that live letter where he basically spent 30 minutes looking like a disappointed father. He's like, "Look, guys, I seen the mods, and they have to stop."
Like, Square Enix will ban you if you get reported for using game-altering mods, but apparently that doesn't extend to graphics mods. You just can't, like, stream nude mods and shit.
Yeah. I've been offered the nude mods often, but yeah, like, oh no, cause I know I'd forget, and then go live. And now, thank you for the cheapy redeem. Hiya.
My dogs are really antsy. Mind if I take like 10 minutes to take them out?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we can cut the episode here, then we can start off with the tier list on the next one.
Alrighty, I will be right back, Tilly.
All right.
And I will be right back, chat.
All right, darlings, and that's enough time for us this week. Catch you this Final Fantasy Friday, where me and LeatherJacketBear here are Tristan Atwood. Gonna rank all the pretty boys of Final Fantasy. Ooh, woo. Love you.